Womansplaining Women and Men, episode 12. So one question I've gotten a lot is, why does my girl keep asking me questions about the movie when we're both watching the same movie? I'm guilty. I'm so guilty. Okay, so I think basically at the heart of it, we're just unsure if we missed something, so we're just trying to do a little fact check. But I think more subconsciously, we recognize that men start developing a knowledge for movie tropes at a very young age, and therefore start thinking very formulaically about the movies they watch from then on. Like, we'll be watching a movie with you guys, and we'll be like, who's that guy? And instead of saying, I don't know, you'll be like, well, he's got pointy eyebrows, so he's probably going to be one of the villains. And then, boom, you've just accidentally given yourself credibility for not only the rest of this movie, but all movies immemorial. I would just go with it. It's like a magic trick to us, right? You'll say very basic, vague things like, this is where the scary part's gonna happen. And we're like, how did he know? And he's like, 'cause the dun-dun music started. Look, I don't make the rules. You're the grand wizards of movies, boys. Just wear your mantle with pride. Womansplaining Men and Women, episode 32. Has anyone else noticed that wives are almost defiantly resistant to thanking their husbands for household tasks? I see it all the time on this platform. Women are like, I'm not going to thank my husband for things that he is supposed to do. And look, I get it. I go into work every day, and when I do, there's not a parade in the street for me doing what these women love to call the bare minimum. My managers are under no obligation to thank me for doing my job. But when they do, I feel valued. Before I learned how to cook, my husband used to thank me for cooking when I simply made a pot of SpaghettiOs, and that made me feel valued. So you can have these opinions that you don't have to thank your partner, and you're right. But if you're not thanking your partner, they do not feel valued, I promise you. Sometimes the cheapest vacation you can take is just letting yourself be the villain in someone else's story. Because look, it is always going to be easier for these people to create false realities that you're a terrible person and you're bad and you've always been bad than it is for them to accept that they may just not be desirable to someone. It would hurt them far too much to accept that they may not be wanted or liked or loved, and so the problem has to be you. Only someone who is bad would not want or like or love them. And here's the part I really want you to listen to. It is not your job to do damage control and clear up rumors. Let your character speak for itself and let them write their little fan fictions about you. It's actually really funny how much you not caring pisses them off. Oh, this reminds me, one of the most aggressive characteristics of toxic femininity is deriving their own and others' value from very superficial qualities like physical appearance.
Love it when men just make shit up. What does toxic femininity mean? Can you give me the characteristics? Could you present to me a PowerPoint?
I will gladly do so. Alright, you said you love when men make shit up, right? Great. So you must have loved that it was a man named Shepard Bliss who invented the term toxic masculinity in the late 1980s and early 1990s. So if it doesn't bother you that a man made up that term, it shouldn't bother you at all that we're talking now about the very real acknowledgement of toxic femininity. Now, to give some comparison, these are some defined behaviors of toxic masculinity. You can see that the phenomenon occurs when what would normally be considered average masculine characteristics become so exaggerated or so expected that they become detrimental to the man himself or those around him. So if you can agree that certain masculine qualities can become toxic, then it would be intellectually consistent to assert that the same can be said for feminine qualities. So comparatively, toxic femininity is when you use your womanhood or vulnerability to harm others. It can look like Sherry Papini faking her own kidnapping and then taking tens of thousands of dollars from the California Victim Compensation Fund. It can look like Amber Heard crying that her reputation will be ruined if she admits she lied about Johnny Depp abusing her. It can look like Jada Pinkett Smith to this day still refusing to apologize for her role in the violence that took place at the Oscars. It can look like Blac Chyna publicly dragging the fathers of her children for not paying her child support when she only sees her kids 1 to 2 days a week. And these are just recent examples, but best believe toxic femininity is not new. Carolyn Bryant, the woman who falsely accused Emmett Till of assaulting her, which led to his horrific and grisly death, is still alive and free of consequences today. So ladies, just like we expect men to acknowledge and take accountability for their role in toxic masculinity, we have to do the same so that we can break these cycles of toxic femininity. Like, we can't just keep telling each other that it's fine that we don't trust guys because of people like Ted Bundy, but then get mad when guys don't trust us because of girls like Amber Heard. I mean, you're not trying to say not all women, are you?